Been locked up in numerous different jails and prisons and states and all that and this and that third, but it's all the things. And real quick, welcome to Gladiator School. Welcome to Gladiator School.
My fault, guys.
Gladiator School. Everybody, man, I hope you're all doing well and just blessed to be woken up again today. You know, I've told some crazy stories on this channel. I've talked about things that I honestly never thought that I'd want to talk about ever again. And even though I make the videos, I still don't really like talking about it. But this is one of the ones that is going to be hard to hear. Because it is all the things. And real quick, before we get into it, guys, this is the new merch. What are you doing? Get you some of this, man. It's fire.
And y'all go support bro merch off the yard. Straight up. Support him. This is a good story. He got a good channel. Straight up. I ain't know he was in the Virginia area. Y'all know I'm real. I be in Virginia a lot. You hear me? But yeah, we got a crazy story for y'all today, man. It's a good one. And for those of y'all who be asking me why I keep doing videos like this. Cause I want to. Like, this is what the youngins need. This is stuff that happened in prison. You hear me? Crazy. But yeah, that's why. For those of y'all who asking it, you know. But yeah, man, make sure y'all go grab y'all some water, man. Go grab y'all, you feel me? Celsius, whatever it is y'all doing, y'all watch my videos, man. Y'all go do that. You hear me? And yeah, let's get to the video. And another thing is too, man, those of y'all who like working on a dream or something like that, just be ready, cause just know with the good comes the bad. You know, when God bless you, it's gonna be a lot of devils. So just be prepared for that, you know, and work hard, keep going, you know. I just thought I should say that, but yeah, let's get to the video, fam.
Created by us. Telling you, we got a bunch of cool stuff. Go over there and check it out. The links are all over the videos and underneath. Check them out, man. So I've been locked up in numerous different jails and prisons and states and all that and this and that third. But this is one story that, man, I'm going to tell you, as a father, as a human being, I look at this story as like, man, it took me a long time to tell it.
So,
there's people in the world that are just sick. They're naturally sick. And they, you know, they justify what they do because of whatever this, but there's certain things in life that I feel aren't justified. There's nothing you can say, do, or anything to justify it. You just got to be accountable for the fact that you are a sadistic, sick piece of S.
Yeah, you got to be weird.
I've seen a lot of different father, son, brothers, couples, whatever, as co-defendants. Now, it is very different and odd to see a father and son co-defendant, but it does happen. There was a situation in Stafford County not too long ago where a father and a son essayed a young girl, and they were in jail together. This is not a story about them, but what I'm saying is it does happen. Now, this is a story about a father and son duo, right, who were selling dope, narcotics, painkillers. The father had gotten put on painkillers, from what I understand. And I don't know all the ins and outs of their case and this, that, and the third. I guess maybe I could have done a deep dive, but the story is going to speak for itself, regardless of what they actually had going on outside of prison. They both got a significant amount of time. I believe they were up to like 15, 20 years. Man, they had a lot of controlled buys. They had a little ring going on, and it was, you know, they were getting money together. This is something I don't see myself doing with my son. I don't see myself thinking that I'm El Chapo and going out to make tons of money selling dope with my child who I'm supposed to be protecting from things like this. And, you know, I made mistakes as a father, but this is not one of them. So when these two get locked up, right? Anytime you go to jail, the first place you're going to go is like an intake pod. You're going to go in there and they're going to do your classification, find out exactly where they're going to house you. You know, you have different classifications of custody. You have low, medium, high, extremely high, and work release and things like that. Now, these guys were not violent criminals. They weren't convicted of anything that was...
Man, What the? Yeah, but I feel like this is a perfect video, perfect time for this video, because y'all see that the streets really a scam. Y'all see what's happening with Young Thug and his whole clique. They preach gangsterness. He got Thug in his name. And look, telling, why are you snorkeling? She not even asleep. But yeah, y'all see Young Thug, all these from 6ix9ine, all of them telling. Why even go to the streets, bro? Why? It's a scam. Straight up.
Like, you know, they were just selling dope. So they weren't a high level custody. They went down to a medium pod. And they were not initially put together. The father went to one pod, the son went to the other. Now, throughout the course of them going to trial and things like that, they didn't want them together because they were Cody's. They were co-defendants. So after they got their time, which is usually, I think it was like, usually you get your time within 6 months to a year. You have what's called the right to a speedy trial. Like, that's why I don't understand, like, the YMW Melly thing. Like, a cat's been locked up like 5 or 6 years. That's retarded. Because, like, he hasn't even been found guilty. They won't even let him bond out. That being said, when they went to trial, they got convicted, they were then able to maybe maneuver some with, you know, writing request forms. A request form is something that you fill out to put to the administration to get things, whether it's a book, whether it's some type of property, whether it's whatever. You want to tell on somebody, it's a great way to do it on the low. And people do it all the time. So they put in request forms to get put in a cell together. They wanted to, you know, the father responded like, listen, my son, he's only like 18, 19. I'd like him to be with me. That way everything's cool. Well, the administration went for it. Because, I mean, in reality, why wouldn't they? Like, if I was administration, I'd be like, I understand that. And let's go ahead and let them have their cell. And they did. Well, time goes by. They're waiting to go to prison. In my jail, you could be in the jail for 5 years waiting to go down the road. We call prison down the road. So they're sitting there. This is like a year or two later. They've been in the cell together. Well, you start to see changes in some people, man. You can tell when, like, they're, like, about to... Because that lack of companionship or that lack of a woman gets to some people. I mean, I guess it gets to all of us, in reality. You don't have a woman for a very long time, you start to, like, really miss it. And it's not just about the act of intercourse. You really just miss the smell, the touch, the voice, just having a woman around, man. Like, you're around nothing but dudes for years, guys. So you have a lot of guys that resort to homosexuality, which is, to me, regardless of however like bent up, stressed out, or backed up I got, I never found it like another guy attractive enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't like, man, let me go.
Dang, that's wild, bro. The fact that you say you never found a guy attractive enough, that means that if you found one attractive enough, bro, whole point blank is that if you gay, you ain't nothing wrong with being gay, by the way. Well, I gotta be real with you. I'm a Christian and I go by the Bible values. It is something wrong with it, but I love you. I love all of y'all. You feel me? Straight up. I just gotta keep it a buck with y'all. But if you that way, you that way. If you not that way. Straight up. Ain't no, oh, he was cute enough. Like, that's crazy. That's nuts. I still rock with you, bro. I love your content. I rock with you. But that's crazy.
But didn't do that. It just doesn't compute in my brain like that because I'm not built that way. Some people are. And I believe that if you go that route, then I believe you're always like that. I don't think it's being locked up. I don't think it's anything. I think you're just homosexual. Which is fine. Whatever. But you got a lot of undercover guys, like we talked about in the last one. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. These were two white guys. For all y'all that was in my last video saying that I'm racist and all I ever talk about is this. Well, no, these were two white guys. So maybe that'll make you feel better. All right? Well, they're in a cell together. Well, the kid and the father didn't come out of the cell much. Stayed in the cell most of the time. Everyone kind of just counted that as like they just didn't, they wanted to just be by themselves. They're a family. It's understandable. But the kid would come out every once in a while with like a black eye. Or he would come out and it just was he started to act different. And he started to be more private than they had already been. So everyone started to kind of take notice of that. For the most part, if there's something like that going on, we don't get involved. And the reason you don't get involved is because it's just like a woman and a man out here. If you see a woman and a man fighting in the parking lot, I'm not going to go over there and be Captain Save-A-Ho, because what will end up happening is they'll probably jump you. You know what I'm saying? And it just ain't my business. I don't care. You know what I mean? This was a little bit different, though. Because we started to kind of talk amongst ourselves like, what's going on in that cell, bro? We even went so far as to ask the kid, what's going on in that cell? He didn't want to say nothing. Nothing. What do you mean? Oh, we were just playing around, horse playing. Or we were wrestling, and I got a black eye. Or this, that, and third. That's okay. Whatever. Now, the father, he wasn't a very approachable guy. And he was a bigger guy. Kind of intimidating, right? He had been to prison before. He'd been locked up before. So, I say all that to say this, that I believe that he had probably, in his last prison biz, or however many he had been, he had engaged in this type of activity, so it wasn't anything new to him. But what was messed up was, we knew that there was something happening in that cell with these two people. And a couple of us felt like we should probably get involved. Because going to the administration, that's a no-no. You ain't supposed to snitch on anything. You're not, like, in my group, in my organization, if you tell on anything, you could go tell on a grasshopper for jumping too high. Or tell on, if you tell on anything, you're washed up. There's no snitching. It's just the way it is in there. It's people doing life sentences because someone told them. So they feel some type of way about it. As they should. You shouldn't tell it to. Well, I remember a lot of us stay up late at night, right? A lot of us use the nighttime as the time we stay awake, because one, it keeps you out of trouble because you're not out in the day room constantly. You're not around other people who are awake and want to cause problems. You stay up at night. You get yelled down the cell block or whatever, and convo like that. And in this jail, it's like, you're locked in the cell pretty much 12 hours a day. So you might as well just get up at night and have fun. Make some wine or get a hold of some dope or whatever it is that your kick is, you can do that. I wasn't close to their cell. These are big pods. 100 people in there. But my buddy was 2 cells down. And he told me that in the vents, because you have these big vents that you can talk to each other in. You can even talk to each other in the toilets. Flush the toilet, or drain the water out, and you can talk in the toilet hole. Sounds gross, but it actually kind of works. I love that cat. My daughter loves Hello Kitty, and I don't know, cat cheers me up. Anyway, when he came out the cell one day, he tells me,
"You chewing my shoes, bro?"
Man, I heard some wild shit going on in that cell down there, man. I was like, what do you mean? And we had all been kind of waiting for this, right? And he tells me it was like they were fighting, but not fighting. He said, it's hard to explain. It's like muffled noises, a struggle, but there was definitely like crying afterwards. So I'm thinking in my head, oh man, it's bad. But I said, well, maybe the dad got on a kid about something, or he just disciplined. I don't know. It's weird. It's not my business. Well, the boy came out the cell, the guy's son. And I guess he just had enough. I guess it's a hard position to be in, man, if you really think about it. I'm sure this is a weird position for him to be in. I mean, just for the act alone of what was going on. But you can't tell on people in prison because they tell you that's a no-no when you get in trouble for it by the inmates. But this is a little bit different, man. So the boy comes out the cell. He's got tears in his eyes, man. And he says to me, well, the group, not me, but the group, I can't do this anymore, man. I need help. Everybody's like, what's up, man? What's going on? He said that his father had been essaying him in that cell.
Sickening.
And he told him that it was going to happen to him anyway, so it might as well be done by him.
You got to realize when stuff like that happen, that means that father got like a mental disability. It's something wrong with him mentally. For you to do something like that, not even to your own child is weird. You got something wrong with you. But to your own child, it's like something is really wrong with you. Like point blank. You're not normal doing stuff like that. Straight up. You're just not a normal person. You need to be behind bars. Where you at? You feel me? Crazy. You need to be in a hole. You feel me? Crazy.
He told him that if he said anything, that he wouldn't protect him anymore. And the only reason he was okay and that we weren't doing it to him was because he was his. Now, what type of sick individual, what type of sick, demented, crazy individual tries to spit that game to their own son?
Crazy.
Not only did you influence him on the street to get him 15 years in prison, but you waited until the time was right to get in his butt. He said it had been happening. It had been happening for a long time. He said he didn't feel like a man anymore. His dad made him feel like a woman. He said that his dad would buy hair grease. He was using hair grease to go in him. I felt so bad for that kid. I felt so bad and helpless and all the things because it's like, we're parents. You guys forget, the majority of these men that are incarcerated are parents. And just because they mess up, sell some dope, peddle off something, or stolen property, or, get drunk and make a bad decision, or whatever, they're still fathers. They have daughters, they have sons. And that protective mode it starts to click on when you see things like this. I don't like these situations at all. I don't like it when it happens to regular, other people. The damn sure didn't. None of us was feeling this. Nobody was feeling this situation. I'm going to tell you, it was crazy how fast and how immediate the reaction was. Within a minute or 2 minutes of that boy coming out and telling us that, there were 3, 4, maybe 5 individuals on his dad's ass.
That's good.
Beat that man inches from his life. And the son sat there and watched it. Didn't help him. Didn't say a word. Sat there
I wouldn't.
and just watched it. So, I'd like to say that there's some sort of lesson in this video. But I think that what's understood does not need to be explained. If you needed this video as a lesson to change something you're doing, then there's something wrong with you. This video is for people who might be experiencing that type of thing. There's help out there. For somebody that's incarcerated, there's PREA, the Prison Rape Act or whatever. There's a lot of options you have. Pick up the phone or tell somebody. You don't need to hold it in. This kid, if he'd have told us in the beginning, could have saved himself a lot of SAN. Now, here's the shitty part. The guys that beat the dad down real bad, they locked him up. They put him in the hole. I was not one of them. I would love to be able to say, yeah, I was one of them. I was in the mix. I wasn't, though. Honestly, I mean, ain't that I don't want to or that, but there was no need for it. There was people that beat me to the punch. I'm a little more methodical in my actions. I was definitely planning on probably doing something, but really, I'm going to trial myself. I'm still in court. I'm still trying to save my life. And that's kind of the predicament you get put in. Now, the kid's definitely in a predicament because it's happening to him. The father, I don't know. He's not, forget him, but the inmates are now put into a predicament too because protective nature jumps in. You want to protect the young man, but you know the consequences that come behind that. You know the consequences. When you do that, you're going to go to the hole. It's going to follow you everywhere, and they're going to take you to street court because, unfortunately, they protect these people. Unfortunately, the system protects these predators.
They do. It's weird.
Yeah,
weird.
They do. I'm getting ready to do a video on an individual named Fleece Johnson. A lot of y'all know who that is. That will be the video to follow this video up because I don't even understand how they let that animal out of prison. He should have stayed right where he was at because he is an animal.
Yeah, that dude really should be
predator
in prison.
And there's a lot of Fleece Johnsons in the world. The best way you can handle it, though, is to stay up, stay out. And stay sucker free, man. Much love to the Gladiator Gang. Salute to all the A1s from day one.
Hey, no lie. Stay sucker free, though. But on some real stuff, I was thinking that because they got like Fleece Johnson. I mean, just looking at him, you would laugh and all that. Like, oh, he funny. Oh, this. But on a real note, Buddy really is sick. You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking, like, when I was doing one of the videos on him, because they got him on the 20 versus ones, all this stuff, YouTube famous type vibe. I'm like, bro, I'm telling you, he gonna end up right back in prison for doing something weird. Cause Buddy is really psyched out, for real. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Y'all tell me what y'all think about the video in the comments, man. If y'all want to see me react to something, y'all send it to me. I got y'all. You feel me? Send it on my Instagram. You feel me? But yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. See you guys next video. Always remember, be safe out here, kings and queens. Let's get it.